How to walk in the way of the greatest creator. In response to WJB 0713, Part 1. Xiefeng. Greetings, WJB 0713. My esteemed Xianhe Celestial once wrote to me, Lifechanyuan is like yeast, it cannot leaven the whole dough all at once, but it works slowly and steadily until the entire dough rises. Paraphrased. Xiaoxi, who has rendered great service to Lifechanyuan, also wrote, Musi Mei's sex diary may skyrocket to fame in an instant, but it will cool just as quickly. Lifechanyuan, however, is a gem atop a high mountain. It takes time for people to discover it and to attain it through the labor of their souls. Paraphrased. The predictions of these two wise ones have indeed proven true. And now, you too have been fermented. In today's world, people's minds are restless and anxious. Even in their spare moments, they are caught up in the dazzling distractions of TV shows, advertisements, news, and the like. Carried along by the tides of society, they scarcely have a chance to quiet themselves and reflect. What am I really busy for, day after day? Where is this all leading? Is there something flawed in the way I think and live? Is there a better path? Those who dare to reflect will ultimately find their way into Lifechanyuan. Those who do not reflect, those who are lazy and cling to ready-made answers, tend to blindly follow religions or political ideologies simply because they see others doing so. They never bother to ponder the deeper truths. In their hearts they are confused, numb, and self-deceived, and at the same time, they are also deceiving others. That you have entered Lifechanyuan is a blessing to you, and also a blessing to Lifechanyuan. Look at how joyful everyone is. It's as if long-lost siblings have been reunited after decades apart. That kind of joy is beyond words, one can only try to describe it with terms like delight, excitement, or trembling with happiness. The series of questions you have raised are valuable and rare. Asking questions and seeking answers is a fundamental virtue of every Lifechanyuan celestial. We must keep asking, why? 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 For every teaching, every phenomenon, every shadow of doubt, we must raise questions and trace them to their roots that we should never settle until the truth is fully revealed. Not blindly following is also a virtue of a Lifechanyuan member. You've already asked some questions that have been thoughtfully answered by Foshan grass, Taiji grass, and Penglai grass. I won't repeat those here. Let me respond to several that haven't yet been addressed. You asked, but if the greatest creator created humans, why didn't he provide a blueprint or give clear instructions? Did he just give a vague concept, and then let the angels feel their way across the river, which led to the accidental creation of apes due to their lack of experience? Or did the greatest creator actually provide guidance and examples, but the angels simply lacked the skill or sense of responsibility and handled things carelessly, resulting in the appearance of apes? Answer: I've explained in previous writings why the greatest creator created gods, celestials, angels, and human beings. Now, as to why he didn't provide a detailed blueprint or direct instructions, but only a vague concept, we can understand it like this. A father, wanting his son to be joyful, buys him a set of building blocks and says, build a house with these. He gives no blueprint, no instructions, only a general idea. The rest is left to the child's own understanding and capability. The house he builds at first may be rough, so the father says, not bad, but not quite there, try again. With that experience, the son builds again, perhaps now modeling his design on the real house built by the father. Eventually, his creation becomes closer to ideal. In the Bible, it is written, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. This is like the child building a house based on the model his father once built. Notice carefully, let us make man, us, is plural, not singular. This indicates that it wasn't the greatest creator alone who made man, but rather a group of celestial beings, angels. If it were just the greatest creator, he alone could accomplish it. So the process of creating man was the collaborative result of many angels. Furthermore, these, we, are not the first group of angels, but the second group. I used to be a mechanical worker. Our master gave the same assembly diagram to 20 workers, along with the same set of parts and materials, and asked each to assemble a machine. Although the blueprint was identical, the quality of the 20 machines was clearly different. This difference wasn't due to the diagram, but to each worker's individual skill level. Even a gap between parts that varies by just 1/10 the diameter of a strand of hair can drastically affect performance. Imagine using the same diagram, but giving it to a German, a Japanese, a Chinese, and a Tanzanian mechanic. The final machines would differ widely in performance, depending on the worker's craftsmanship and sense of responsibility. Now you may ask, why didn't the greatest creator just create humans directly, instead of delegating the task to angels? This touches on the matter of joy through creation. Observe human society closely. Those who are truly happy are those who love to create. True joy and happiness arise from creation, not from simply inheriting or consuming what is ready-made. If a father builds a beautiful model house with blocks, glues it together, and hands it to his child saying, "Here, go play with it," will the child feel joy? Will the father feel joy? Likely not. Just last week, the CCTV program Tell It Like It Is introduced a woman named Nubi from Armenia. She followed a poor farmer from Shandong all the way to China. Upon arriving at his home, she saw it was bare and impoverished. Yet, though she came from a wealthy family and worked as a nurse in a hospital, she neither complained nor cried. Instead, she began creating a new life from scratch, and in the end, she built a warm and happy home. She said she had no regrets and felt truly happy. The happiness she gained is something that kept mistresses of the world, the second wives and third wives, will never understand. In the same way, the greatest creator entrusted the task of creating humans to the angels, to give both the angels and himself the opportunity for joy. The greatest creator is not a cold, emotionless sculpture or puppet. You asked. So are we yellow people born illegally? Are we not the children of the greatest creator, but rather his abandoned ones? Answer: the birth of the yellow race was indeed unplanned, an unintentional offshoot. It's like a father who originally planned to raise sheep, but one of his sons secretly brought in several deer and started raising them. What should the father do? Kill all the deer? Expel the disobedient son from the household? A kind, wise, and compassionate father would not do so. He would patiently teach his son, "You can't raise deer on the pasture meant for sheep. Take the deer to where they belong." Buddha Shakyamuni, following the will of the greatest creator, the primordial Buddha Tathagata, began teaching the deer, telling them not to marry and reproduce, not to cling to the mortal world, but to cultivate and attain enlightenment, and to return to their celestial homeland. Jesus came into the world as a shepherd, intending to separate the sheep from other animals and to bring the lost sheep back into the fold of the greatest creator. But over time, things became more complicated. The sheep didn't listen to the shepherd, the deer didn't heed the Buddha, and the world fell into greater and greater disorder. So what now? The only way is to grit our teeth and begin the process of purification, cows into cow sheds, pigs into pigsties. And how will this be accomplished? The Hundun baby was sent, and thus Lifechanyuan was born.